All right, so today we are going to be talking about citizenship. That's our theme for the week. Specifically, I thought the naturalization process would be a great place for us to really delve into. And of course, the naturalization process is the process by which a non-citizen becomes a U.S. citizen. So I have some of my favorite people on this Zoom chat to talk about the naturalization process. I'll introduce them here. My beautiful wife.
Hello, everybody.
And there she is. And the Honorable Councilman, Bob Sherrick.
Good morning, everyone.
There he is. And my brother-in-law and house guest, Chris Barger.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
안녕하세요.
Добрый вечер.
So I'm very fortunate that they have agreed to take part in this call. So going back to the naturalization process, there are 4 requirements for any non-citizen to become a U.S. citizen. I'm assuming the 3 of you knew that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. The first requirement, of course, is to apply. And really what that means is to pay a fee, to pay money. Anybody want to guess how much it costs to become a U.S. citizen?
$50.
Okay. Anyone else?
$10.
$10? Councilman
Application,
Sherrick?
I'm saying 100 for an application.
All right. It is $725 to apply for U.S. citizenship. So
Too
I'll
much.
stay in my country.
Yeah, clearly I need to vote to reduce that.
Yeah, it's
So
not worth it.
that is the current cost. All right. Second requirement to become a U.S. citizen, you must be a legal resident.
Hey, German boy, go back to Germania! I do not deserve this! I've come here legally as an exchange student!
Here in the United States for 5 years. Legal resident. So if you are here illegally, you cannot apply. So legal residence for 5 years. The third requirement is, of course, to know you have to read, write, and speak English. You have to prove that you can read, write, and speak English during your interview. I think that's the one that surprises some people, but it's true. Okay, and then
So is the application that you're filling out all written in English?
no, that's a great question. It's not. You can actually get it in different languages, but during your interview, your citizenship interview, that's kind of like the final test. They, during that interview, will ask you to write down a sentence in English and read it back to them in English. And then, of course, the interview itself is conducted in English. So not the application, but the interview at the end. And during that interview, what gets us to what we'll be discussing today, there are 100 civics and American history questions that the applicant could be asked, any of those 100 questions. They're asked a total of 10 questions. They have to answer 6 out of 10 correct in order to pass the test. So, kids, huh? So,
Yeah.
I have the 100 questions right here. What I've done is selected 10 questions for each of you. And I figured we would just go right down the line and I'll keep track of how well you do. And let's see if the 3 of you, U.S. citizens, would pass that civics test. How does that sound?
Okay, can we come up with a consensus of an answer, or is this individual?
It's
Can we
individual.
phone a friend?
No, there are no lifelines. You cannot phone a friend, and you will all have different questions. So I have
Okay.
10 different questions for each of you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. All right.
Good.
So we're gonna start off with my beautiful wife. And before we begin, I'm just gonna say some of the questions are easy. Some of them are more difficult. I just selected 30 questions and then I assigned them to you guys in actually ABC order. So Amy, Bob, Chris. So are you ready? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
We're ready.
All right. So, my lovely wife, here we go. Question number 1. What is the supreme law of the land?
What is the supreme law of the land?
Here in America, what is the supreme law of the land?
Is this multiple choice?
It is not.
All right. Is it in the Constitution?
The answer is the Constitution. I'll give you
Oh,
credit for
that's the
that one.
answer! Yay for me!
Constitution. I'll give you credit for that. The Constitution is the
Got it
supreme law.
right.
Very good.
All right.
Councilman Sherrick, you're up. What does the Constitution do?
It defines our rights and responsibilities as citizens.
All right, I will accept it. It sets up the government, it defines the government, it protects basic rights of Americans. So, very good. All right, Mr. Barger,
Yep.
what is an amendment?
Yeah, it's like, you have the Second Amendment, you have the Fifth. They're like rights that you have. You got the right to do this, you get the right to do that, so.
All right, some of the amendments contain rights, that's true, but I'm just asking for the definition of an amendment.
Okay, can I use Google or something?
You cannot.
Shoot. It's basically it's a statement that contains sometimes rights, sometimes guidelines, privileges, so on and so forth.
Okay, I appreciate that answer. I cannot give you credit for it, however. An amendment is a change or addition to a constitution. Change or addition to the Constitution. Good try, Mr. Barger. All right, back to Director Covell-Sherrick. How many amendments does the Constitution have?
Oh. I'm stuck between two. Can I do a 50-50?
You cannot.
Hard question.
16. I'm a
Hello, Julie.
creeper.
Yeah.
It's a creeper.
Unfortunately, 16 is incorrect. There are 27 amendments to the U.S. Constitution.
Wow, that's a
27.
lot.
It
Okay.
is, well, 27 over 235 years.
Okay.
All right, Councilman
So, Mr. Sherrick, what is the 27th Amendment?
The 27th Amendment has to do with the way that the congressman and the president are compensated. It was actually, the 27th Amendment was actually part of the original Bill of Rights. There were 12 amendments in the Bill of Rights, only 10 of them passed. So it took 200 years for the 27th Amendment to actually pass.
Yeah, I
All
guess.
right, here it is. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
That sounds to me like it would be like a checks and balances stuff.
Perfect answer. Very good. Checks and balances. All right. I'm going to speed this up because we might be losing some people at home here. All right.
Yeah.
Mother country. All right. Councilman Sherrick, what year was the U.S. Constitution written?
Written.
Written.
1775, maybe
All right.
1774.
Neither of those is correct, but that was a good try.
It was begun then.
No.
That was first pencil to paper.
No. It was written in the summer of 1787.
You're close.
I think the draft was done in 1776.
No, in 1777, the Articles of Confederation were written, but that was a full decade before the U.S. Constitution.
All right, that's what I was thinking of.
All right, Mr. Barger, here we go. Oh, God. Seems like you got some of the tougher questions. I swear.
Why do you do this to me?
It was random. All right. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the authors of the Federalist Papers. One of three.
Benjamin Franklin.
That is a great guess. That is incorrect. We were looking for James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, or John Jay. First Supreme Court Chief Justice. Okay. All right, Amy, you got a tough one too. Who was the father of our country?
Well, Julie knows. She wants to answer.
Julie.
Go ahead, Julie.
George Washington.
Very good. Julie is correct.
Good answer. She could become a citizen.
Yeah.
That one.
That first grade pays off.
All right. Everybody ready for their final question?
Yes, thank God, because I have to pee.
Councilman Sherrick, your final question. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
Representing the 13 original colonies.
Absolutely correct. Very good. We're ending on a strong note. Mr. Barger, are you ready?
I guess.
Name 2 national U.S. holidays.
The 4th of July.
That is a good one.
It's my birthday.
It is. Independence Day.
And what was the question again?
Name 2 U.S. national holidays.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, and that is correct. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for playing. So
Yeah.
Here are the results. Unfortunately, Mr. Barger, you got 4 out of 10 correct. The requirement for a non-citizen to become a citizen is to get 6 out of 10. So you would have to try again and pay another $725.
Chris, you will be deported next week.
Yeah, well, I was born here, so I don't have to take your silly test.
That's a good point. That is a good point. All right, Director Covell Sherrick, by my count, you managed to get 6 out of 10 correct, meaning you just barely passed.
And you get to stay here.
I think the questions were worded unfairly, if I'm being honest. And also, I think most of the questions have really nothing to do with being an American citizen. So I call forfeit.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. This came directly from the U.S. Immigration and Customs website. So
if I recall correctly, Amy, a minute ago you were saying that you got all the easy questions.
Oh, come on, Dad. That's true.
Right.
He's right.
And last but not least, our elected official, Councilman Sherrick, you got 7 out of 10 correct.
Okay.
So you also would have passed.
Yeah, I could have gotten more than 7.
All right. So go ahead, Mr. Barger. Do you have something?
No. I rest my case.
Well, I just want to thank all 3 of you for participating. This was, I thought, kind of fun. So that's the type of questions, or actually those are the exact questions that a non-citizen would be asked during the naturalization process. And I really appreciate your time. So that's going to be about it. If you guys want to say goodbye.
Yeah, sure. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Goodbye.
Okay. Great morning, and I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank all of you very much.
You want to pick on immigrants? Then pick on Willie.
Willie, please. The children want to pick on someone their own size.